Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here as the recording of this Friday, January 7th, 2021. I have procured a piping hot caffeinated beverage from the store with a very unique name. I will show that momentarily. I'm inviting you to join me as I just kind of peruse around some of the small towns and communities. I am in Statesboro, Georgia. Stayed here, some accommodations last night, and just going to be kind of venturing around the perimeter. No real rhyme or reason of where I will be heading, but I'm inviting you to join me. Shall you? And I chose to not only do the intro here because you can see some little faded out items on the side of this wall here. And also the name of this coffee shop tempted me not only to get a coffee, but also to buy a t-shirt from inside. The name of the place is Cool Beans. Cool Beans. It is brisk. Probably mid-40s. Right here on the corner of South Main and West Vine. Statesboro. All right, I'm gonna get moving. There's like a wind tunnel through there next to that cute little coffee shop. And in very close proximity, I'm gonna step back just a little bit out of another wind tunnel here on the corner of Main, well, East and West Main and North Main. This is where all the mains connect. This is the Bullock County Courthouse. This is the county seat here in Statesboro. There's a mural here on the side of the wall for the Statesboro Bicentennial. Yeah, even that's seen some years up top. And kind of drawing me in across the road is the Emma Kelly Theater. Look at that fantastic building. Still active as well. Could just be my imagination or maybe a mirage, but it appears to be a little relic of the past wedged in this alleyway. It's like I'm honing in. It's like a tractor beam. Yeah, look at this. Some sort of cola, Ola, O-L-A is what I'm reading at the end. Look at this beauty. This is like hidden back over in here. I can't make out exactly what it was, but some sort of cola. Saw this from my peripheral vision and it just pulled me right in to this alley. And way up there, Bowen Furniture Store. Looks like a Bowen Furniture Store relic. And yes, I realize I keep saying 2021 and not 2022. It'll probably take me a couple weeks to break that habit. To give a general layout of the commute I will be doing, layout of the land, looking at the atlas map here. So started in Statesboro, and I'm gonna kind of venture up and around through a little area called Portal, and then Twin City, and then probably loop south a little bit, and eventually down in where that little crevice is, where the shadow of the crevice is a town called Claxton. So that's the general area. I'll be circling around there, cover some ground. Not too terribly far, but definitely going to cover some ground, starting in Statesboro and then just kind of looping around into what you're seeing there in the frame. You know, always good to look at an atlas and a guide map just to get some bearings. Off to the side here is a nice size solar panel farm. A little grid of them. Which leads down a dirt road. I believe that's a private residence. That's as far as I'm gonna go. As a logging truck goes by, now pulling into the community of Hopeulikit. Has a barbecue place and a market. Not a whole heck of a lot here in this area. There is a closed down mechanic shop and a hair naturally. Hope you like it, Georgia. That's so fun. I do like it. On that sign right there on the top of the hill, you can faintly see it. It's between the two trees now, underneath the sunburst. It's called the Beasley House. States that this is the Beasley House, right here in Hope You Like It, Georgia. One of the very few homes. The Beasley House. I see some pink flamingos in the yard as well. The Beasley House, and there's a well around back. And Big the Foot's used to these unpaved roads. Right, Big the Foot? You like these dirt roads back out here? Kind of gives you the feels. That has seen better days. Oh, there's a cabin off in the woods over there. That is something that, like a Sam Raimi horror film. Look at that. Wow. Bruce Campbell, you back in there, buddy? Oh, that's a bump. That's a bump. Some old trucks back there too. That old tractor has like vines all over it. Little foliage grown all over it over the years. Obviously someone lives, this is on somewhere where someone lives because they mowed around it. This little section. Probably a store at one time. Little gas station general store. And then later on became an antique shop, which has since closed. But it has the Hope You Like It name right on the side there. Next up is Portal. Next to the fire department here. They have their little training area as well, that appears to be. Known as the Turpentine City, says on that sign. Population of just under 700 residents. At the local grocery store, which just so happens to be an IGA, called Lanier's, since 1979 it has been opened. And it's right on the corner of a road named Mullet Row. Remember the hairstyle, the mullet? I don't think it was technically designated a real hairstyle, but everyone just called it the mullet. Well, this is Mullet Row, and you don't see many classic grocery stores like this in the form of IGAs anymore. International Grocers Association? I'm just guessing on that. Grocers Association, but not 100% what the I stands for. Yeah, Mullet Row. This is on the corner of Mullet Row and Grady Street. Right there, Grady Street and Mullet Row. And there is this historic building with a pump out in front. This is on the National Register of Historic Places. I'm seeing the placard right there on the side of the wall. That's great. So that will be saved for years to come. And here's a nice mural as well. The Turpentine City, once again, Portal, Georgia. I love it. Not allowed to go past that point. This is an old auto body shop. It looks like an old auto body is in front of the auto body shop. Look at that. Flipped upside down. truck bed, perhaps. Very quaint. This is about as Americana as you get there, the IGA. All right, after doing a little research down there across from the IGA, that building that's on the National Registry was a store that belonged to a doctor by the name of James Stewart, the first doctor here in this area. And this was his home, which is also being preserved. So he lived just within walking distance of the store here in town. Got the rocking chairs on Mr. Stewart's old homestead. And you can see right there, there's a banner up that says Georgia Heritage Program, Historical Preservation in Order. Might be a private residence as well. So I don't want to really go past the front, but a lot of history here. The first doctor in this area. And also a store owner. Continuing down Highway 80 here. Shortly we'll be approaching Twin Cities. If the arrow is pointing that way. When you think of a city, you might think of Los Angeles, New York. But a city doesn't necessarily have to have a ton of residents. Around 2,000 or less. Twin Cities, Georgia. Get a little peek closer at this little cabin here right off the side of the road. Old barn. Nice. Even has the hay loft up there. And the way it got its name, there were two towns here back in the early 1920s, and they merged into one. I may have misspoke when I said Twin Cities. The name of the area is Twin City, singular. There are a couple of historical buildings here as well on the National Registry. Not this tower, but the old City Hall and jail, which happens to be right up here, just off of this road. And just last year, they celebrated 100 years of the merger of the two towns. Graymont and Summit were those two. I'll walk down a little closer. An outhouse over here. Twice as friendly, twice as nice. This is part of the Georgia Mural Trail as well. And even up top, oh yeah, right there. Old Twin City Hall and Jail, established 1921. You can see how it just kind of goes down here. You got the concrete with the old steps leading down to it. And some signage here. Some of the local stuff. Address is 120, and on either side of the building has Graymont and Summit. This is right on the line of the former two towns. Seems as if the two towns did not get along very well. So the solution was just merge the two, and then they had to get along. That's one way to do it. Take a look at this. The hardware headquarters. Back when it was still 7-digit dialing before 10-digit dialing. Yeah, back in the good old days. Noticing off in the woods there, a lot of tents back in there. Oh, they're not tents. It's like tarps over, oh, there are some tents back in there, but also some tarps over the top of some wood piles. Making my way into Garfield now, spelled just like the cat from the cartoon strip. Garfield. Classic car alert up here. Oh, this is a barber shop. And the water tower off in the distance. 30425 is the zip code shown on the window of the post office there. And I am standing at the corner of Railroad Street. However, I don't know if there's a railroad that goes through the area here anymore, at least through Garfield. Here's the volunteer fire department right up here, and the city hall adjacent to the water tower, and there's a pump there. Yeah, this is North Railroad Ave. This is the downtown. North Railroad Ave is divided into two sections. So North Railroad Ave there, and then another North Railroad Ave right here, with relics of the laundromat that used to exist. You could wash for 35 cents and dry for a dime. You got the 10 cents there, and then over here, wash 35 cents, and you can make out where it says laundromat faintly right up there. Whatever that sound is, it's coming from over there behind that building. Like a generator of sorts. Made it a ways up the road, crossing these now unused railroad tracks here in Metter, M-E-T-T-E-R. All grown over, no trains rolling through this area, or at least on these tracks. But there is a crow. Yeah, Hitchcock would be proud. For whatever reason, they have these little barricades, stanchions, if you will, right here in the middle of this median. A couple of them are falling over. Also, some more remnants here of the railroad. See the tracks through the grass were. And the station still stands along with this piece of the train. Elevation 211 feet. Written right up there. They have a pretty good slogan here in town as well. Everything's better in Metter. Quote, everything is better in Metter. I just figured that's how you pronounce it. Metter, because it rhymes with better, and they have it on the water tower. Carrying on down the railroad a bit, road running parallel to it. Now, if this section is active, there certainly is no cross beams that go down across the road. Pulaski, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. P-U-L-A-S-K-I. P-U-L-A-S-K-I. The town hall right here. Next to a burned down homestead. And there's me waving in the window. You can kind of see my silhouette. Hello! Hello, me. It's not a mirror, it's a window, but it's a very mirror-like reflection in that windowsill. Over here is a little information placard as well about the town, named after Polish Count Pulaski back in 1900, and was a railroad town And in 1901 was included in the passenger train service to Savannah to Dublin. Had a cotton gin, shoe store, but some sort of building sits empty over there. And this, which is a residence now, resembles a gas station where the gas pumps would have been right down here. Now there's a porch swing. Has the loading dock here along the side. Plenty of cobwebs. This place is a serious antique. Peek in the window, see what's in there. Oh, an RC Cola relic. A couple of foundations remain over here on this corner. That's all been leveled. You can see the driveway leading up. But then more prominent remains. Two storefronts. One here, looking into what was a store, and another one next to it. Just the shell, just the skeleton of the former establishments. Now over to the community of Excelsior, established in 1875. A lot of farms out here. In fact, across the way are some plants. Wouldn't classify it as a full-on field, but more of a larger garden. Lettuce. I do not have a green thumb, but I'm gonna say that's lettuce. Or cabbage. Named after a former academy, Excelsior. Built in the place thought of as the town square, which I cannot find that anymore. This was a long time ago, surrounded by oak and pine. And then when the railroad went through to other areas, the town really never grew and became a sparsely populated town. Just to kind of paraphrase this. Over there is Bernie's and another log truck here in Belleville. B-E-L-L-E-V-I-L-L-E. This was the H.C. Hearn store circa 1940. It shows on the window there. It was on this corner. And the railroad also went, or possibly still goes through here. And there's a mural right over here that has a train on it. I have not seen a train today at all. I have not visually seen or heard a train in all my travels. Ooh, that's a big step down. The H.C. Hearn and Company store is over there with the Coca-Cola mural on it. We got a horse-drawn carriage there as well. And a couple of residents waiting for the train in front of the station. Belleville. Okay, this is interesting. Here, Belleville spelled B-E-L-L-V-I-L-L-E. Where across the way it's spelled with an E. For example, with an E right there. not with an E up top. There is a misspelling of one of the two. Oh my gosh, those are all chickens going by. That's all chickens in the back of that truck. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Must have been 1,000 live chickens in the back of that truck. Seems to be a lot of truck traffic through here. This is spelling it without an E as well. And the post office, ooh, my car almost hit that truck. Post office is right there. The town was named for an area pioneer, Francis Bell Smith. No E here spelled in this Belleville. Now, I have never seen a gas pump in front of a grocery store like this before. Look at this. There is a gas pump in front of the grocery store and adjacent to the post office. That's different. Also established in 1970, Pinewood Christian Academy. Another nice relic antique right here. Now over into Hagen, showing the water tower up top there. And speaking of items that are on the National Register of Historic Places, back in 1982, the DeLoach House was placed on that. Entering Claxton now, up on the water tower, is written the words, City of Claxton, Fruitcake, Capital of the World. True story. Last time I was through this area was back in 2013. There's more than one fruitcake store in town. There's a one that a lot of people recognize and always recommend, and I have been to that one back in 2013, but there's this other one, Georgia Fruitcake Company, also here in Claxton. And just down the way next to the water tower is the old-fashioned Claxton, named after the town, fruitcake, baked in the deep south according to a famous old southern recipe. Corner of North Grady and Main Street. I'm gonna hop in here. From what I've heard, I can't know, it's been back in 2013, it's been a long time since I've been through here. I don't remember at that time if I even saw the operating system of how they make fruitcake. I've slept since then. Meaning I forgot. Entrance might be down here. Oh, you got some t-shirts back there for sale. And here's, oh hey, are you still do the tour?
No, we don't. We're actually shut down.
Oh, you're shut down?
But we're not in production. We make year round, but we're not making right now.
Oh, okay, so this time of year you're not making it?
Yeah, from September to Christmas we bake pretty much 24 hours a day. And then this time of year we bake kind of once a month just to keep the store fresh, because the stores don't carry it.
So it's just like a smaller version of like the big...
Yeah, that's just a slice. That's just one slice.
And you sell these, right?
Uh-huh, yeah, they're $1 a piece, or you can buy a box of 20.
Okay, maybe I'll get a box of 20. This is $20?
$16.
Okay, I'll get one of these.
Where are you from?
I'm from Florida, near Orlando.
Okay.
Sell a little town called Celebration.
Oh yeah, that's where Disney is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool, for 8 hours.
So when it's cooking, how many people are working here when it's actually active?
About 80. There's
80.
about 40 on this side and then 40 on the wrapping side.
That's cool. Thank you for showing me that.
Okay, well, if we were in production, it smells very good around here during the season.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. How much are these?
I ended up getting the box. I'm not gonna eat it all at one. I was asking because I've been kind of on a little weight loss thing. I've been doing pretty good, and they're only about 150 calories per one of those little sample pieces. So if I just eat one for dessert every night after a meal, shouldn't be too bad. I should be able to burn that off, but this will last me a while. I've been doing pretty good, working out and losing weight. I've been hitting gyms in the hotels I've been staying at each night. Pretty happy with the progress so far. That's a whole other subject though. Just on the outskirts of town is an old mill called the Ghost Mill, which has been converted into a thrift store. I went inside, see if I could find anything. Nothing kind of popped out at me. But I did browse around in there and did a little shopping to no avail. You never know what you're gonna find in thrift stores. But over here on the side says feed and seed. A little painting of some chickens there along the side of the silo. Oh, and there's a cow right there. That's a bunch of cows. Pretty neat idea. Just on the outskirts of Claxton, the fruitcake capital of the world. The Ghost Mill. Great idea. Take an old mill and convert it into a thrift store. I like that. City of Daisy. Right here along the tracks also. They have one of the give a book, take a book mobile libraries. Well, not mobile libraries, but the little portable libraries, if you will. Not a lot of rush hour traffic at the moment. Plenty of elbow room when it comes to the amount of vehicles here. And the downtown section. Up here, I did see something that stated museum when I walked over. Don't believe it's open, however. With the post office there on the far end, here's the museum I was mentioning. No longer open. And the city hall, which is here. Like the Y is kind of fallen off of the nail it's perched on. A wheel of some sort. And around the side is a very, very quaint church building around the back here. The Daisy Church. Next to the fire department. Well, I take that back. Doesn't say church building anywhere on it. It just says Daisy, Georgia. Right up there. Now the E is missing a couple little branches off the E, so it looks like an I. The E is kind of falling apart. Oh no, the R is missing, not the E. Yeah, the R. So it looks like an I. G-E-O. It's supposed to be an R, but it almost looks like an I because the R is falling apart. Feels really good out here with the breeze. It's a little cool and crisp. By mid 40s, low 50s, perhaps. Not too bad until that wind starts kind of kicking up. The gentleman on a bike kind of rolling through the downtown there. This is pretty interesting. Groveland turned off of the paved road into an area called Groveland. It is, I don't even want to use the word unpaved, soft dirt through here in Groveland, Georgia. Wow, this is pretty incredible back in here. There's an old mule barn over there. This says Dalworth Brothers Feed since 1848. This is historic Pembroke. The whistle stop painted here on the side of this brick. However, I have not heard one whistle the entire day. It has been a train-free day thus far. These tracks, no trains, for whatever reason. But there is one painted here. Oh, take a look at this. The town that I passed through a few miles back, Groveland, they have a depot painted on the wall from there as well. And up in the windows says U.S. Post Office. It's kind of showing some of the areas through historic Pembroke, or Pembroke, depending on how you pronounce it. There is a welcome center right here along the main strip in the form of a depot, or used to be a depot as well. No one appears to be in the welcome center, however, but this is it right here next to the tracks. Faint remnants of a flower company painted here along the side of this. Obelisk Flower with their logo. This is the corner of Church Street and Bacon Street, what that sign says. And over here, even though there's no advertisement on the side of the brick, it appears as if this is an old movie theater right here, because you can still see, or the marquee probably was up there. Very difficult to see through the dirty window, but with the human eye, doesn't really show up on camera. Well, you know what? Let me zoom in just a little bit more. Okay, you can faintly see the stage back in there, where the screen would have been, or perhaps just a performing arts theater from back in the day. But here is where the tickets were sold. Look at that. So you got to where the marquee was up there, and then the ticket booth would have been right here. One ticket, please. Nice. And the worker would have gone through this door to get behind the ticket booth. That's pretty dang cool. Beddingfield Pharmacy. Very faded out, but have the Beddingfield logo here on the side. And there is a newer mural up here. I always like to see these as well, when they continue the tradition of having these advertisements painted on the side of brick. Yeah, you can kind of faintly make out the shield or whatever this is here on the side of the wall. They call these ghost signs, someone was saying. That makes a lot of sense, because they're, you know, hearkening back to a simpler time. One thing about these treks that I go on, sometimes I don't really know where the next evening is going to be. Did not plan on ending up here in Garden City, Georgia. Didn't really know this morning when I awoke. Statesboro. Kind of had the approximate route. Thought about going one way, shifted another. But I ended up here, ending the episode at the Garden City, Georgia City Hall. And I will be continuing on into Savannah, where I have just booked a hotel in the historic district for the next 2 evenings. So for the next 2 days, I'm going to be in the historic district of Savannah, Georgia. That's going to do it for today from Garden City, Georgia. Spoiler alert, tomorrow I will be in the historic district of Savannah, Georgia, which I am very excited about. I have been to Savannah a few times back when I was in a band touring, played a few shows there. I've also been back a couple times. Forrest Gump, the feather scene at the beginning and the bench scene is there. I have covered that in great detail, and I'll be touching that subject again because that has been covered by myself. Probably one of the most extensive videos I've ever done between National Lampoon's Vacation, the first Vacation, and Forrest Gump. Put a lot of work into those. If you haven't seen those, you can kind of search them. So my tenure for the next 2 days in Savannah will not be about that, nor other stuff that I have covered. But I want to kind of delve into the nooks and crannies, if you will, of Savannah, Georgia. And in my car, I have the scooter I purchased very recently. I know there's a lot of cobblestone and brick streets, but there are probably some sidewalks too, where I should be able to utilize and maybe even park my vehicle for 2 days and not drive and just focus on that. So I will be there the next 2 days. I am excited about a little Savannah, Georgia. that's gonna do it for today. I'll see you in the next video, which will be from you know where. 48 hours or so in, not a 48-hour challenge, but 2 days I'll be there. So we'll have 2 episodes in Savannah. It'd be great to not even get in my car. Just, I mean, I might get in the vehicle and go into the outskirts, but it'd be cool to just stay in the historic district. There's a lot to cover. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog, it feels nice out here. I am really enjoying this trip. Hope you are too. Thank you so much for watching. The vlog is over.